Today I'm going to show you how to make a silicone lotus flower. First, you want to have about a large gumball size of fondant. Knead it to make sure it's nice and stretchy, then roll it into a ball. The reason we roll it into a ball is because we want to make sure there are no cracks, because that will actually come out in your end result and we don't want that. So once we roll the ball, we are going to roll it in our cornstarch and powdered sugar mixture in our little dusting puff. The reason we do that is because we don't want it to stick in our mold. So once it's rolled, we're going to put it into our mold and squish it down as much as possible. At this point in time, to make sure it gets into all the little cracks and crevices, I'm going to use a rolling pin. Just roll over it a couple times. Now you can see I have a lot more fondant than I really need. So I'm going to take my thumb and just pull off all the excess fondant. Now if I wanted to, I can reuse this fondant. Now you can see how there's just a little excess gunk on the edge of my flower. Not a big deal. What you can do is you can either take your thumb and go over it again to try and take that off, or what I do is I just kind of bring it into the center, bring it back into my mold. And just clean up the edges. Now, no one is going to see the back of your flower. However, it's best if you can keep everything as clean as possible, because when you look down on it, just in case there are any little frayed edges that might show up on your cupcake or if you put this on a cake. Now, what I'm going to do is I could turn this over and take my lotus flower out now. However, I want my fondant to rest a little bit, and it's easier if you can put this in the freezer for about 5 to 10 minutes and let it firm up. So that way when I pull it out, all my little petals, they're not going to stretch. So I'm going to pop this in the freezer for a couple minutes. Now my mold has been sitting in the freezer for about 5 minutes now, giving it a chance to firm up. So to remove the fondant from your mold, you're going to turn it over and flex it. Now, to give it a little color in the center, what I'm going to use is petal dust. So I have it from the cakery. I'm using sunflower yellow. I'm going to take a little bit on my brush, kind of dab it out either on a paper towel, or I just use the lid of the container, and then just brush the center. Now I'm going to let this sit. I usually let my stuff sit overnight, and at that point I can take it and put it onto a cupcake and use it as a topper, or I can use it on my cake.